They say gods protect humanity. But what happens when a god decides we're no longer worth saving? In the age of Ra, the sun god looked down from his throne in the sky and saw humans rebelling, mocking him, turning against the divine order. His heart burned with rage. So he sent his fury in the form of a lioness. Her name was Sekhmet, the Eye of Ra, the flame of vengeance, the goddess whose thirst for blood nearly ended the world. This is the story of how divine justice became divine destruction, and how one goddess had to be stopped by tricking her own wrath. Welcome to Egypt mythology, Sekhmet, the lioness who nearly destroyed humanity. In the time before memory, the world was young, and the gods ruled alongside mortals. But humans began to forget. They doubted the gods. They mocked Ra, the sun himself, and Ra, old and weary, looked upon humanity with sorrow and fury. He summoned his eye, not a weapon, but an extension of his very being. And from that eye emerged Sekhmet, born of sunlight and wrath, a lioness with the heart of fire, a goddess who burned as bright as Ra's rage. Ra commanded her, "Punish those who defy the gods." And she obeyed, completely. Sekhmet descended upon the earth, and humanity met their reckoning. She hunted villages one by one, her roar echoing across the Nile Valley. Every step she took left a trail of fire and ruin, the air filled with the scent of blood. The Nile itself ran red. The Egyptians called her the one before whom evil trembles. But soon, even Ra trembled, because Sekhmet's rage could not be contained. She was no longer punishing rebellion. She was annihilating everything. Day after day, she feasted on the blood of mankind, and her hunger only grew stronger. Ra looked upon his creation, now burning, and whispered, "What have I unleashed?" Even the sun god could not stop her. Ra tried calling her back, but she ignored his voice. Sekhmet was no longer the Eye of Ra. She was wrath itself, pure divine destruction. The gods panicked. Humanity teetered on extinction. And then came a plan, a deception. Because brute force couldn't stop Sekhmet, only her own nature could. Ra ordered the priests to brew 7,000 jars of beer, but this was no ordinary drink. They mixed it with red ochre, the color of blood. They poured it across the desert, painting the sands crimson. When dawn came, Sekhmet saw what she thought was another battlefield, another chance to feast. She drank deeply, and the beer flowed through her veins like sunlight. She laughed, roared, and stumbled, her fury drowned by intoxication. As the day turned to night, Sekhmet's rage melted into stillness. For the first time, the lioness slept. And with her sleep, humanity survived. When Sekhmet awoke, the thirst was gone. She remembered what she'd done, and wept. Ra, seeing her remorse, transformed her into something new. From Sekhmet, the destroyer, was born Hathor, goddess of love, music, and joy. Two faces of the same being, wrath and compassion, death and rebirth. The lioness had learned balance, and humanity learned fear and reverence. Because they knew the gods could bleed with mercy, but they could also bleed the world dry. Sekhmet was never evil. She was necessary. She represented what happens when power loses purpose, when justice turns into vengeance. She was the warning etched into Egypt's soul, that even divine light can become destruction if left unchecked. And yet, she was also the goddess of healing. Because only she who brings death understands the true value of life. In temples across Egypt, priests prayed to Sekhmet for both protection and restraint, for courage in battle and mercy in victory. Because they knew every civilization carries a lion within it. The question is, when it wakes up, who will stop it? This was Egypt mythology, Sekhmet, the lioness who nearly destroyed humanity. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more.